What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having a blessed Friday. Um, I didn't want to make this video too long, but I am going to kind of rant a little bit about certain topics and situations that a lot of people are facing on their everyday struggles. Um, it's pretty apparent that we're going through a lot of troubling times, a lot of difficult times, a lot of trials and tribulations. But I think, with that being said, the main thing that we could discuss today, and this isn't got to be this. You could take it how you want, but this doesn't have to be a biblical video, although it is spiritual. Um, I think it's very important to have forgiveness in your heart. Um, I can speak on behalf of everything that I've gone through in my situations that I've faced in my life, where it was very difficult for me to forgive those that have wronged me, those who have done wrong to me in my life, and my people, my family, and a lot of my life, I've just always had a lot of resentment, a lot of animosity, a lot of ill will towards people. And I've realized that karma, or lack of blessings, for a better word, would just always occur. And I never understood how to engage that, and it wasn't until I went through that really, really dark place in my life where I realized, I cannot continue carrying that burden. And when you forgive somebody, it's not necessarily just saying, hey, look, I acknowledge what you did, I forgive you for you. It's for helping yourself as well. And you almost get rid of all that you've been holding on to. And I can't speak on everybody. I just know for me personally, it helped me a lot to just look someone in the eye, shake their hand, embrace them, and say, look, I forgive you. Now, some of y'all might have gone through a lot more trauma than I have. Some people are probably viewing this and say, you know what, I've been abused, I've been raped, I've been molested, I've been beaten, I've been mistreated my whole life. How can I possibly forgive somebody? And I think you just gotta look deep into your spirit and your heart and just say, hey, look, you gotta break that bondage, man, that prison that you keep yourself in, because the more you keep yourself in that bondage, in that prison, in that mind frame, in that state of mind, you hold that over that person. That's just the devil, and that's just the enemy, the evil, constantly reminding you of what you went through. And I'm not saying forgive people to forget whatever happened. I know that's probably impossible for a lot of people, but I'm just saying it helped me overcome a lot of my obstacles in my life. Battling with depression, battling with anxiety, battling with obesity, battling with being an alcoholic. A lot of these things that you don't normally want to admit to yourself, knowing that you have a problem. And you basically got to ask yourself, am I contributing positively in my society, in my community, or am I hurting it? Am I hurting myself? Am I self-destructing? And I think a lot of things that we go through leads us on this negative path, and we don't even understand why. And that's because of the past trauma that we hold on to. We cannot forgive. We can sit there and say, well, I can let go of it, but we cannot fully let go of it and understand what we are going through completely if we can't have forgiveness and unconditional love in our heart. And I know I'm going to get mixed reviews, I'm going to get negative comments and feedback, and I'm expecting that, and I embrace that, because like I say, I didn't want to turn this into a biblical post, but at the same time, it is spiritual. And I truly believe that if God can forgive us, you know what I mean? If he could send his son down and die on the cross for us, to forgive us for our sins, to forgive us for our judgment, to forgive us for everything that we hold wrong in our heart and our spirit, then it shouldn't be that hard to forgive others. And I'm learning things. As a 33-year-old man, I'm learning things. I'm learning how to cope with things. I'm learning how to handle certain things. I'm learning how to react to certain things. I'm learning how to think before I speak, because we have power in our tongues. We have power in our words, and we have to really be careful what we say and how we react to certain situations in our life. With that being said, I think it's very possible for us to start coming together as a people. And I think right now with COVID and loss of jobs and gas prices going up, people losing their families, people losing their homes, people losing just themselves. In the midst of all this chaos, we forget what our purpose is. And our purpose is to constantly be there for one another, help one another, love one another, and contribute in a positive way. But we feed into so many temptations. We feed into so many like evil tendencies that take us away from our true purpose. And I really want to go on the record and say that I'm not perfect, and I'm not saying this to bash anybody. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just speaking because somebody told me that I needed to start making videos, and somebody told me that I needed to start getting my word across. And I've posted on Snapchat, I've posted on Instagram, I've even posted on Facebook, but I feel like a lot of things that I say kind of go on deaf ears. And so a friend of mine was like, well, try YouTube. And I know YouTube can be very, very toxic. I know YouTube can be very, very judgmental and misleading, and just you got to be careful with what you post. But I embrace that. I encourage it just because of the simple fact that we're not perfect. We're all human beings. We all make mistakes. And I think it takes a lot of maturity and strength and growth to be able to acknowledge that and try to do something positive with that. I mainly just want to be able to be a service to other people and just know, hey, if you ever need someone to talk to, reach out to, hit me up, send me a message. We can link up, we can exchange info. But I usually like to let those things, I leave that in God's hands at the end of the day. But yeah, forgiveness, man. That's the main topic. Try to forgive people. Try to not hold so much resentment and animosity in your heart. It's not easy, but it's necessary. If you find yourself struggling with being at peace, you find yourself very uncomfortable, I strongly believe that that's just God telling you it's time to make a change. I want everybody to have a blessed day. Tell somebody you love them. Do something good for someone else. Pay it forward. And don't let my words just be words. Do something with that. Because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. We're not promised another day. I love you guys.